Привет, меня зовут Pelin, and my Russians end up here. Hello everyone, welcome. It's really great to be here today. Thanks for Meilu and Yuri. And we are really excited because the biggest Zeplin community is in Russia. So thank you. So for the ones who don't know, Zeplin is a collaboration app for UI designers and front-end developers. Basically, we take a design file, then turn them into specs and resources that developers need. So actually, we started 8 months ago, and we just reached 25,000 designers and developers worldwide, and including really great teams like Airbnb, Pinterest, Slack, and Shopify. Let's make a quick demo. So you can.
Hello.
So he's Berk. He's our Mac developer.
One second. Okay. So here's the Zeplin app. Zeplin is actually a Mac app where you upload your designs and you can see all the details. But before going into like a screen, let's actually export from Sketch and show you how that works. So basically, this is a sketch file that I found somewhere. When you take a screen, we have a plugin, and when you export, here comes Zeplin, and I'm going to pick a project that I have here. Okay. Is it okay? Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. So if the internet works, now it's going to export my sketch file into Zeplin. It's taking a little bit long. Yeah, let's just go over one of these screens. Anyway, so the idea is a developer needs information about the design during development. So when I click on this text layer, as a developer, I can see, oops, there's a screen. When I click on any text layer, I can see all the information I need. For example, I can see the font size, the color. I can even like click this to copy it and use it in my project. And the cool thing is, this is an Android project, so I can just pick the, wait a minute, it's a little bit small. So if I pick the screen density, in this case, which is XHDPI, now I see all the information in DP values, which is an Android developer needs. Here we also have a color palette, and the idea here is that designers prepare these color palettes, and they're usually in PDF files. So we said, let's keep them in the cloud. And when you add a color, which is done by here, you can just like select a thing and click this icon here, and it adds it to the guideline. And a developer can come in and export codes out of these things. Here you see, for example, all the colors are exported in the code. You can use this in your project directly, and you don't need to define these as a developer. They're ready to use. The idea is you create a project, you invite people, and here's my team. They can come in and see all the stuff. And a lot of developers don't use Macs, so we also have a web app where you can see the exact same thing. But you can't upload something, you just see it. The idea is the same. And there's also a very minimal communication feature where you can just come in and add a note, write something, and this like notifies your teammates, and you can communicate over some details that don't exist here. Okay, I guess we can go back to the presentation.
Yeah, okay. So, actually the question is, why are we doing this? And we are a 4-person team, I'm the product designer, and other 3 are the developers. So we worked together for 3 years in Istanbul and did a lot of apps and worked with lots of different designers and developers. But in every project, we had the same problems, I think. Designers prepare spec sheets listing all the colors, but design handoff process was always tedious. Always there are lots of back and forth. So, for example, in first, here you can see my screenshots. I think it's 2 or 3 years old. You can understand from the gradients. And first, I did all this stuff manually and used some annotation tools. Then I used some plugins like Sketch Measure. Also, there are some, I've used Fireworks before, and also there are some Fireworks plugins. But it's still the same. Even if I prepare really great documentations, developers still asking me some questions and still back and forth and back and forth. So we just tried, why don't we do a tool that solve this problem? So we quit our jobs and start building Zeplin. At first, yeah, we have this problem, but there are a lot of designers and developers all around the world like us. So we try to reach out these people. And I think I believe we talk with more than 30 teams. And at some point, I also search for the word spec in Dribble and find these people, stalk these people, and email them one by one. Of course, not all of them replied me, but they were very, very helpful. So then we started. But here is really important decision we need to make. So should we support Photoshop or Sketch? Yeah, there are a lot of people suggested us to support Photoshop first, because you can still find 100 users, Photoshop users, for a single Sketch users. But I love Sketch, and Sketch has a really great community, and they're really helpful. They're really willing to share all the things each other. So also somehow they proved themselves as early adopters. So we just started with Sketch. Zeplin now supports Sketch, and Photoshop is also coming soon. And here I will give, after this one, I will give you some tips and tricks that we did as a startups. I'm sure that there are a lot of designers and developers here works their own startup or their own product. So here is our landing page. When we first released this, actually we have no product. I now confessing it. But we just wonder whether the people are interested or not. So I think we just got 1,000 emails just in 2 days. So yeah, that was wonderful, but it was also, we were very stressful because we need to do something really great. So then we start building the actual product. So at first we research a lot of products that we love. So we ask the question that, why do we like these products? So how does this product makes us happy? So yeah, the question is here, it's not really related with the feature itself. It's also related the way how they communicate with the users, how they communicate with users with using small interactions, small delightful things, design things. So we are still now doing this, and we are always go with this direction. And as an example, here you can see this is where all people are enter their emails. I'm showing this because when you hover over this one, you quickly see what Zeplin does. So it's a very simple thing. I think it's just an hover, but it's something like the wow effect for our product. So it was great. Lots of people shared this. Also, after our beta landing page, one month passed, and Zeplin was ready to testing. So it was in private beta, so we start sending tickets to our users to test Zeplin. So we could just send them some URLs, but here you can see our mail template. We could just some URLs to these people, but we prefer to combine this whole concept with the Zeplin concept, and we designed these tickets. It was also great. The cool thing is here, when you click on these tickets, we open the pre-filled email. So let people send these emails from their own email accounts. So in other apps, they send these tickets from their own servers. So this might end up with user's spam folder. So to avoid this, we just did this, and imagine you are getting an email from your friend, not a company that you don't know. So it also really helps. And here, I want to talk about a little the way that we communicate with people and our language. I guess lots of you guys are knowing this, but it was really helpful for us. It's voice and tone, and we are still using it in every our feature. Actually, the idea is very basic. You try to guess your user's feeling and pick up some words that to reach them. So let's say an error message, then an error happens, and so your users can be stressful, can be confused, can be even angry. So your error message that you show them need to say what's going on. So need to offer a next step their solution. So also you need to calm down them. So let's see an example from Zeplin. When we talk about people, they always say that about the plugins. All the plugins create new layers on Sketch or Photoshop, so they don't want their original file to mess up. So when they come here, they're a little bit nervous. So is that again a new tool that will corrupt my file? So we just add this sentence, and we won't mess up your files. Pinky swear. And it's just a small thing, but it really helps us to take really great responses. Also, here, we just demoed it, and this is the place where you can create your color palettes. At first, most of designers don't know that developers name these colors when they are defining them into code. So we were just trying to teach people this one, but at first, we just wanted a name, and we got a lot of questions that, why should I name this color? So we just added this sentence to here, why should I take? And responded in a very simple way. And all the questions are done. And the next step, we decided to take it a little bit further, so we named automatically them. Yeah, we feel like Bob Ross, but yeah, everyone was happy. So this is my latest sample. When we send people invitations, they are really eager to open them, and even if they are using their smartphones. But the problem is Zeplin is a desktop app, so we need to solve this in some way. We thought lots of hard solutions, clever ones, but we ended up with the very basic ones. I mean, we just put a link here that allow them to send emails to themselves. So yeah, it's again a small thing, but this kind of small things make your users and you, they love us. Actually, we love you too also. And before finishing it, I have an announcement, and we are releasing Zeplin very soon, and it will be hopefully in June. And we thought that we should offer you guys a discount, so everyone here can just write us from this mail address, and we will offer you a discount. Also, we are still in private beta, so if you just click this, just here, come here, you can register directly. You don't need any invitations or something. And thank you.
Так, если кому-то нужно будет перевести, мы переведем. Лучше по-английски задавать.
Hi, my name is Iskandar. First of all, I want to say that I'm glad that your project created in Turkey. So I understand that your country has good level of design and developing. Yes, and I want to ask you, as an active user of Zeplin project, because I added, I've encouraged all my front-end developers to use your application, and they had the problem that they can't copy CSS codes from the, for example, buttons or inputs. The first question. Then a second question, that you have a competitor, Avocad application. Maybe you know it?
Yeah.
Yes. And how you feel the competition with this project, and what the plans you have about the financial developing, what the prices will we have as we will pay it as users, because at this moment we have it all on free, by free. Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the CSS one. Yeah, we know that developers need it. Lots of developers asked about this one. Yeah, we are planning to do it, but we really started very, very small. I mean, for example, when I just showed the color palette, for example, we are planning to add some styles. The designers create styles in Sketch, or font styles, a lot more things that we need to do still, but we are planning to do it, so you can say your developers that it's coming. And about our code, actually, there is a little bit, we are, I think, in a different mindset. Our code is more like a developer tool, we think. I mean, but as a team, we are thinking that this process should include both designers and developers at all points. So we think that our code is approached this a little more for developers. And about the pricing, I'm not sure what's our code doing now, but we are planning to make Zeplin a subscription-based platform, and the prices will be based on your number of active projects. So you can invite as many as developer designers you want. We won't charge them. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it enough?
A little advice I can give you, that my front-end developers, every one of them has quite good experience in Photoshop, and they say to me sometimes that they can easily take information from PSD files, and maybe you can analyze how the front-end developers uses the Photoshop, and you can continue this experience in your project.
Wow, thank you so much.
Hello. Thank you for presentation. I have actually 2 questions to you. First of all, is it some compatibility to Windows for Zeplin, because it's for developers and many of them are working.
We have a
on
read-only
Windows.
web app for developers. Since we are supporting Sketch for now, for designers it's only for Mac. But for developers we also have a Windows version. So you can, yeah, it's a web app. It's a read-only, so you can't upload designs here.
Yeah.
Oh, we are seeing it here. But okay. Yeah, this is our web app. Developers see the same thing with designers here.
Yeah, and second question is about metric system. You told us that it's possible to make DP, but is it possible to make some designs, some metric system for EM? Because it's useful for responsive design.
Merih, come here. He is our web guy.
Hi, thank you for the question. Currently, for web projects, we only show pixels, as you probably.
And maybe it's in
yeah.
plans to make it EM and start
yeah.
point.
We also want to add EM units, RAM units, or percentage-based units to web projects, but the problem here is that layers may not have parent-children representation between them, so we need to make something clever to get this info out of the designs. But yes, this is definitely in our list.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. In fact, I've got a question about the export formats. I only saw XML in your export. There was an example of the XML export, that's great, but what other formats of export do you support? For example, something like CSS and do you support the line height feature export for the fonts? Line height, you know,
height, yeah.
the space between the strings, it's very important for designers. Thank you.
Thank you. So the idea is there's actually 3 different types of projects in Zeplin. Let's say if this one was an Android project, so for example, this is an iOS project, and the idea is the same. Now you don't see DP values, you instead see point values, and when you export the colors, now they are not an XML, and it's actually like, if you want, it's a Swift code. If you want, it's an Objective-C code that you can use directly in your project. And again, let's see. Here's a web app, and in this way, you can actually generate the CSS, and we have different like styles that you can copy them. The second question was line height, yeah, and that's something we definitely want to add, but we're having a little problems exporting it from Sketch, so it's a little bit delayed, but yeah, hopefully we will do it, and yeah, we will do it soon, hopefully.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I have a question about a little bit. I want to shift this to a startup standpoint. So you mentioned that you were developer soul. So then you quit your jobs, right? So you started the startup. The thing is that you still have to put some, food on the table, right? Pay your bills. So, so you get funded, or what happened? How you get traction?
Yeah. So when we actually first quit our jobs, we did some like freelance work with Zeplin. That helped us a lot. But if you really want to do something like this, you really don't have time for anything else. So we ended up just like saving some amount of money, and we basically spend no money to to come here. And there's actually some accelerator programs in Istanbul. We applied to one of them, and they give you some funding so that you can actually survive. So yeah, that's the idea. Now, I guess the next step is to get like an investment and keep doing this. So yeah, this is what we did.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Hello guys, thank you very much for this nice startup. I'm kind of shocked first time when I seen something like that, because it was like, wow, finally someone did this. Because we're always struggling from kind of pain when we need to deliver some kind of guidelines and InDesign and whatever. And now it's always kind of dev after then you design it. Okay, design updated, then you have to redesign guidelines. That's why something like a live document, awesome feature. But as you said, you started with the ticket system, and we requested multiple tickets from you. You sent only one for me. Yeah, and at some moment we tried to incorporate Zeplin at the final stage of this design just to test it out. And what we kind of experienced is that we don't have any public link to our web link, I mean, to some artboard, actually. And all developers need to have your account. And they need to somehow pay, actually, at the later on for that. I don't know, this is kind of fair stuff. But yeah, this is kind of, so all of my developers that hired by me, they need to use my account in order to check the guidelines there. And one just quick feature request, just for fun, please do multiple artboards import. Because we design thousands of artboards, and we need just Command E, Command E, Command E. Oh, that's it. Thank you very much.
Popular feature. All the people.
Yeah, so that's like she said, it's the most popular feature request, and we are doing it, and hopefully it will be available in June. And the first question, yes, that's basically because the whole thing is private and you need tickets, and so I guess when we actually release the product, that won't be an issue anymore. I'm not sure if they will still need to create an account, but at least if they will be able to create it right away, so I guess that shouldn't be an issue.
Еще? Нет?
I want to ask, in future plans, you will still use the web version of Zeplin for the developers, or you will create the applications for Windows or OS X users?
We actually want to keep the Mac app, I don't know, but the whole native experience and things like that, so we like the Mac app. I don't know if we can, if we will have time to do a native Windows app, but for now we have the web app. So we will actually keep developing them both and actually work on the web version as well, and make it so that it reaches the same level as the Mac app.
Yes. I suppose
there are some missing things in the web app right now.
Yes, I think it's the right way that you mentioned.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Смотрите, если кто-то не может задать на английском, можете на русском и переведем просто. Хотите? Нет. Ладно, тогда попозже можно. Guys, you can choose 3 best questions and give 3 books to those guys.
That's a lot of pressure.
One of them was the avocado question. And it's too hard thing. So yeah, one of them was the EM question. Also about the line hate, there was a question about the line hate. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think it's now. I also don't remember the other questions, sorry.
Thank you, Pelin.